Yo, bartender.
Bar's closed.
Hey, yo, bartender, what's good, man? Let me get a drink, man. Let me get a shot.
Hey, man, I know you just put up to the bar, but we closed.
Come on, man. You gotta be able to give me a shot, man. Come on.
You look like you need a drink, man, but I hate to tell you this, man. We about to close.
So you need to tell me all these people out here, they got drinks and they got shots, but I can't get nothing. The bar closed that soon?
Okay, man, I don't know what else to say. I got this shorty half my age at the crib, and I'm trying to get to it. But last call was 10 minutes ago.
You know what? It's alright. Don't even worry about it. Don't worry about it.
All right. Tell you what, I'm gonna get you one drink, cause it look like you need it.
One drink? I can do one drink. I can do one drink, cause I really, yeah.
Hey, man, anything, man. Look like you got a lot on your mind and you need a friend right now. Pour it on me. Ain't no last calls here.
Bar Talk with Jay.
All right, welcome to Bar Talk with Jay.
Welcome.
One of the things I want to brought to you by is Minecraft. This is one of the things I want to make sure you understand what it can do to change your life, just like it does with this show. I bring you some things, but I really want to bring you to the wholesomeness of understanding we have to change our mentalness in order if we can change our lives. So we can talk about it all day long, but do you really have the mental strength to understand how your mental works? Try Minecraft Central and you'll be able to find out. Because that's what we do here at Bar Talk with Jay. Now, I got to get back to this person that started that whole Minecraft thing. This person comes in my studio each and every time with a smile. Craftmatic, how you doing tonight, big baby?
Doing good, Jay. And everything's beautiful, bruh.
Yes, I see you. Keep smiling every time I see you.
Bruh, you ought to be smiling. You keep talking about that.
I'm getting there, man.
Man.
Being around you, man, I'm finding more reason to smile than frown. So I am proud of that. But, it takes consistency. And you consistently do it each and every time. And, I one time, I think I was a hater. I was like, why is he smiling so much? But how you going to hate a person and show you so much love? So I can't stay in a haterade.
Yeah.
But I can tell you I appreciate. Because a person that can show you consistency and love and happiness, I could definitely see it was transcended down from your father. Bless his soul. I see him in you. You're giving me that great theme every time I see you. And again, being around great people only helps you become great yourself. So I appreciate you, man.
Thank you so much, Jay. How you doing tonight, man?
Man, I'll tell you, man, you help make a smile come on my face when I start dealing about different things that I deal with. But just to know how you always look at it in the most positive way, it makes me start looking at things in a better way too.
Yeah.
Because negativity jumps on you, I'm telling you.
Yeah, we got to stay positive, A great way to introduce our show. This is Bar Talk with Jay. My name is Craftmatic. This is my boy Smooth Jay. And we are here to liberate your minds and souls with a fantastic dialogue. Tonight, we're going to talk about haterism and jealousy. And as we discuss this conversation, I'm hoping that we give you some nuggets of strength, some courage, perhaps. Maybe some people you might need to push away from you, some situations you might need to observe. And so as you listen to our stories and opinions, figure out what you need to do in order to protect yourself from haters. There is a world of haters out there.
Yes.
And they can certainly, take some stuff away from you if you are not aware. And it happens all the time. And, we hope to cover it quite well tonight. So we thank you for being here tonight. We always start the show off with a prayer. Jay, you want to do a prayer?
Nah, knock him over the head, please.
Okay. Well, let's just hand it over to the Lord. Heavenly Father, we come to you tonight just thanking you for all that you do and all that you are in our lives. We ask, Heavenly Father, tonight that you would inspire us tonight to understand the spirit of haterism. We ask Him, Father, that you would give us an anointing, some kind of awareness, newfound awareness on how to recognize when we are being hated upon. Give us the strength, Lord, to say no to those who might try to hate on us. Give us understanding and wisdom so that we can escape the nonsense of our enemies and the nonsense of takers and haters in the world. We want to understand, Lord, how to better protect ourselves so that we can move throughout this life without the hindering efforts of those who, for some reason, don't seem to like us or don't seem to want us to be successful. We're believing tonight, Father, that there is a great potential for us to do more and to have more and to be more in our lives. But there is a roadblock. There is something that's hindering it, and that perhaps there's someone that's hindering it. Teach us what to do, how to handle it, and what to say to these people who just may be against us, potentially for no reason at all. We ask, Heavenly Father, that you would speak through this show, allow your intelligence and wisdom to come forth. We let it take place, and we do so in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Ooh, you went on that one. I like that.
Amen. Just trying to get to the bottom of things, you know.
I see.
Haterism. You want to start it, Jay?
Well, you know, one of the things I gotta admit, Crab, I ain't never thought that, and I picked with you early on when I said that, you know, because you always come in with a smile. But why do somebody always want to look at the worst in you when they really need to be looking at themselves? When I started Bar Talk with Jay, I mentioned to a couple people because I was doing AM radio, and I said, you know, I really want to just do my own. And it was like, man, you already on AM radio, you already doing this, you know, just stay where you at. And it was like, okay, well, if I want to grow, why can't I grow? Man, you just do what you do. You're already doing this. And I said, okay, they just don't see my vision. So I'm cool with that. And I pushed aside and I kept going. And then I was able to create Bar Talk with Jay.
Okay.
So I got it out there and I got with you. We expanded it. We did great things with it. Had great people coming through the show and everything. And I ran into that same person who told me not to do it probably about a year and a half later. He said, how's that little show you got going on? So again, I'm like, oh, how's that job you got? You still employed? And he was like, oh, it's like that. And I was like, yeah, it's like that because, you know, you come in with that bull.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, and you still doing it, right? And I said, yeah, why wouldn't I be? Now, I just figured, you know, and anything else, it just drop off. I was like, well, just like half your relationship in your hair. It just seems to fall away all the time. So you got jokes, I want jokes too. But then you don't like my jokes because I'm not a hater. I never came at you, but you want to come for me. But, you know, you just taking it that way. No, I'm taking it how you giving it. You gave very negative vibes when you was coming before. And then you come back with the same things. And then you get offended when I call you out on it. And then you be like, yo, it really ain't like that. We really cool. No, we ain't. We're just going to stay at a distance. Because my whole thing is I'm not going to put nobody down to realize everybody ain't going to be for you. And you can't let everybody get next to you. Because the more you get them kind of negative people next to you, the less you're going to do. Right. They're going to talk you out of it. They're going to push their non-want-to-work ways on you. And then nothing get accomplished. Their lives are already ruined because they don't want to face their own. They don't want to face none of the things that they owned up to. Yeah. Things that they did. No, they rather talk about you. Because they don't know all about you, but they know you made mistakes, so they want to highlight that. And that's really the hater part I don't like.
Yeah.
Because all you doing is passing hurt on. I wasn't trying to hurt you. I wasn't coming for you. It wasn't necessary. But you do it for me all the time. And then it gets hard because when you out here and you're struggling, you got them little brain farts that happen from time to time. You're trying to find a clearer vision of what you want. And you got the negative person next to you telling you it might be a sign you just quitting. You know, why would you say that? Just because you get a writer's block or you get anything, why quitting got to be a part of my formula? I mean, because you doing all this other stuff that's doing good, don't worry about it. That don't really work for me. Right. I mean, that's not even in my spirit. But then I look at them and then I see how they run their life, how their relationship work, and all the things that they do. Okay, so now I see the makeup. The makeup is you don't finish anything. But now you want to push it off on me when you see I'm trying to accomplish something. You know, why not be motivated? No, you don't want to get motivated by what I do. You rather tear down. So I can be right there on the couch next to you. That's the hater that I really want us to focus on tonight, of knowing we don't want to be. Everybody's success ain't for me. My man Kraft, great brother, been rocking with me. His success is not my success. But we have successes together. We share things together. That's why there's no hate. You know, we care for each other. when we travel, we try to make sure each other is good. You know, is anything I need to do for you while you're here, while you're there? Because at that, you feel the love and then you feel inspired.
Right.
So then I can do these things and I feel encouraged and I feel like I'm back compared to somebody gonna stab me in the back. Everywhere I go, I feel like I'm tolerated. And I always want somebody to feel celebrated. I want somebody to come over here and be like, yo, what we doing? Because they amp, they hype. Anytime I say I'm going to do something, they want to come because they amped and hype. That right there is a blessing. A curse is toleration. Tolerating you because I don't like you. And you can't make everybody like you. So I get it. So I understand haters is needed, but they don't have to be next to me. Get off on the sideline. Don't stay in my clear vision because you're not part of where I'm going. But you might end up being a fan. If I can win you over, and if I can't, stay where you at and keep doing what you've been doing. Stay on somebody else's nerve, not mine, because that's all you ever want to be. And I don't want that for nobody.
Right.
I stayed stagnant for a long time. I don't think I was a hater, though. I was just stagnant. I just wanted to know what I wanted to do.
Right.
And then I found different motivation. Actually, what got me in the radio, the funniest thing is my ex-fiance. She had talked about it, and I was never really dreaming about it or anything. And we started some small things, as Jay knows. And the next thing I know, we started the Jay and Shay show. And we was on AM for like 2 years. So again, you never know how somebody can come in your life. And the reason why it got crazy, because she was my ex-fiance. When I was on the radio, we was not even together no more. Wasn't engaged or anything. So imagine that. Your ex-fiance talking to you, everybody coming to the studio, she got nothing but jealousy. Now, that person played the hater role for a little while. Nothing but jealousy for a minute. So it caused a lot of anxieties. You know, people staring at me. I got to hear her mouth later on like we still together and we're not. You know, why are you playing these roles? And, you know, because you know we going to get back together. No, we ain't. No, we ain't. No, that ain't going to ever happen. But she wasn't hating. She was just really jealous. And it grew to a point where, that's why I told you, in the last 2 years, after a while, I couldn't do it.
Well, how would you define haterism? Haters. What is that word?
A person that don't want to see you be successful. A person that see you strive and then really not agreeing with it. Wish it was them. Why is it you and not them? You know what I'm saying? They got just as much as you got. Why everybody want to go to you for Minecraft? Why you the person everybody want to listen to? Yeah, I got good advice. That's hater.
Yeah, and what that leads, everything you just said there leads directly from haterism straight to jealousy.
And that's a key factor.
Because, you know, you may have more talent, you may have more aggressiveness, you may have more energy, you may have more gifts in that particular area. You may just be following your passion, you know, but they don't understand that. It comes down to this. There are people in the world who are going to look down at you.
Mm-hmm.
And oftentimes they're looking down at you because they see something in you that might be beyond them. They see something in you that's maybe a little more classy. Maybe you got a little more potential. Maybe you're a little smarter. Maybe you're a little stronger.
Right.
And so they don't like anybody who they have to look up at. They like to look down at you. And so they will look down at you and look down at your efforts. And we see that coming out through smart aleck comments.
Oh, yes.
We see that coming out when they don't support what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to show up for your event, for your show.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to buy tickets from you.
Nope.
You know, I had a frat brother one time, and every year he used to send me a request to buy stuff from his son's events. Right, His son was selling popcorn and was selling cookies and candy, all kind of stuff, and so I would always support.
Mm-hmm.
And the one time that I needed support,
He wasn't there.
I didn't hear from him at all. And I come to know that as haterism. Why? It's okay for me to reach out and do things for you, but you're not ever going to be willing to help me because you don't want to see me advance. And I just don't, I understand it mentally, but I don't understand it from the heart. How someone can put you down. How can someone always be looking at you like, like you're missing the mark? People love to find your faults. They love to find what you do wrong. They want to talk about what you do wrong. They want to talk about what you didn't do right. They want to talk about your failures. And, they want to, maybe laugh at them or make fun at them, And I just don't understand that part of life. I have a heart that wants to see everyone succeed. Because I know that if you succeed, then I can succeed. Not because you're necessarily, somewhat better than me, but if you had a chance to do it, I have a chance to do it. And so I'm proud when you do it. I love to see people with new cars and new houses and taking trips and writing books and starting businesses and putting the kids through college. And I love to see all these celebrations of life that happen because people are doing well. If you buy a new car, if you buy a new house, if something successful happens in your house, that means you're working hard. Correct. Because nothing comes by osmosis. Nope. And I love to see people working hard toward their goals and toward their dreams in life, right? I got a feeling that more than average haters aren't doing anything. No. The people who are jealous of you are sitting on the sideline, hating on your gifts, your talent, your luck, your resources, whatever that happens to be. They're just sitting on the sideline. Yep. And you said something really powerful, Jay. It's obvious that they just don't see your vision sometimes.
Correct.
Even my mother asked me, many years ago, we were both in real estate industry, and she was kind of advanced. She was ahead of me. Mm-hmm. And not only was she doing real estate, but she was also a mortgage broker. Okay. And so I'm, had been in the business for maybe a year, and I'm talking about the idea that I wanted to go from owning my own real estate company to having my own real estate brokerage firm so I could manage all the real estate deals through my brokerage firm. Okay. And my mother said to me, she was like, well, how you going to do that? And I said, I'm gonna get my brokerage license. Right. I can do it like anybody else. Correct. I know a brother down the street who owns a brokerage firm. He said he's willing to train me. I get trained, and next thing you know, I can get certified, put a little money into it, and go on my own mortgage firm. Mm-hmm. But what I heard that day, I heard some haterism. I heard even in my mother's voice, and she didn't mean to, I hear you. But in my mother's voice, I heard, you can't do that. You ain't smart enough to do that. You ain't big enough to do that. You ain't got enough money to do that. You ain't got enough time to do that. You ain't smarter than me. You can't do better than me. And I had to immediately, and I got upset when she said that to me.
I imagine you.
Because what I said back to her, I said, man, I own my own firm. What you talking about? Right. I can do my own thing. And she just kind of like, oh, okay. Right. I hear it in you. And we didn't even address it no more. Right. But it will happen, and it will come at you from all different directions. These smart aleck comments about you messed up last time. Oh, you gonna try it again? You messed up last time, right? You're seeking love, and you're dating, and you're out trying to make things happen, and you tell somebody about it, and they were like, "Well, what happened to that other dude?" Right, girl, you done been through them this year. Do it, man. You be always all over the place. How you gonna find love and you looking 5 or 6 different places, right? People always got something to love. And here's the thing, that if you're seeking dating and you're seeking companionship, it's gonna take some failures.
Yes, it will.
It's gonna take some knocking people, off their totem pole. It's gonna take some moving on without people that everybody else know. Mm-hmm. And so you have to be strong when it comes to haterism, right? One of the things about haters, as you said, Jay, is they get offended easily.
Always.
They're sensitive. And I've always asked the question, how you gonna talk a lot of shit and then be sensitive when somebody talk back to you?
They didn't think you was gonna get that clap back. They
Yeah.
wasn't ready. They wasn't ready. They don't. That's why they come for you. You don't go for them. And it's really sad to me because we can always get motivated. One of the things we got is a men's group that we all get together and we talk, and it motivates us and it gives us a different way of looking at different opinions that you can get over one word.
Right.
I look at the fact that when we come together and do the show, us three gentlemen get together from a business aspect to see what all we can do to grow the show and grow ourselves. When you got that, you got an enrichment. Okay?
Right.
A hater would be more like, I don't understand why y'all even do it. Okay? See, they already want to attack something. The weakest portion of what we do, that's what they want to attack. Because they can't mess with the greater. Because half of them haven't achieved it. And the ones that have achieved it won't look back to talk about somebody else because they're too busy achieving.
See, that's the thing right there. That's a good one right there, Jay. People who are thriving for success are less likely to be haters.
Yes.
Because they know the hurdles that you have to go through in order to get things done. Like, I know that if you got a college degree, that's not an easy thing to do.
Correct.
It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of commitment, a lot of being on time, a lot of showing up and not knowing, a lot of showing up and studying. It takes that in order to get a degree. So no matter where you got your degree from, I don't care if it was Paper Mill Junior College.
Heard that one. Okay.
if you have a degree, we know you put in the work.
There you go.
Because them folks down there don't just give away degrees.
No.
You have to earn degrees. And so anybody who has a degree deserves some accolades. They deserve reward. They deserve you for you to be proud of them. Not for you to hate on them because they went to a small college. The small college and the big college producing the same degree, believe it or not.
Okay.
The same degree. You can get just as good a job out of one as you can get in the other. And, you just have to learn how to sell yourself. But I tell you, we also find one of the things that you can recognize in people who are haters is that they are small-minded. And if you are around some small-minded people, take a look at your friends and I'll show you your future. It's just the way the world works. If you are at the top of the heap among your friends, you have the wrong friends. You need to go and get some friends who have more leverage, who have more prosperity, who have more success, who have more experience than you.
Right.
Because those people can teach you something. If you're around a bunch of people who can't teach you nothing, then you're the only giver in the group.
Right.
Now, there may be some of those people who can love you and protect you and support you in other ways, but you can't be around people who are also on your level. We find that haters aren't on our level.
No.
And yet we still play the game with them. We still acknowledge them. We still try to be their friend. We still try to, we think sometimes they're being real. That's the excuse that maybe we've given ourselves for listening to the crap that they've been talking about, right? Another thing that happens in the world of haterism is you're equally yoked with a friend. Let's just say I got a buddy of mine and we're equally yoked.
Okay.
And I just happen to be on fire for life and I'm going to get it. And then I start growing to a place where I want to go and visit some new places and spaces. I want to spend my money a little differently. I want to go and get some more knowledge. You know what I'm saying? I might go out less and want to party less because I'm trying to get this thing on. But now my friend talking noise that, I'm weak or, I'm not a go-getter anymore or that I've changed. We hear that a lot. You're thriving for something. They're not thriving for anything. You're going to change. And when they recognize that change, you have to sometimes defend your own change. hey, I'm not about being in the street no more. I'm trying to get my education. I'm not about going to spend all my money, on a weekend trip. I'm trying to buy a new car. Like you're going to, you're going to move with the people in your environment.
Sure.
And you're going to outgrow some of them. When you do, you have to some degree, separate. This is not about throwing people away. This is about making sure that, you was raised in the trap, but now that you're an NFL player, you don't need to have your ass in the trap no more. No. You understand? And your buddies and your friends might not understand that, right? You're operating on a new level of security. You're operating on a new level of protecting image and staying, as far away as you can from a situation that might be dangerous to your life. Correct. You have to use a next level of care for yourself. And your friends might not understand that. That's okay. That's okay. One of the things, the phenomena that has happened throughout the history of America, particularly, is that when black people become very successful, they seem to move into white neighborhoods. Mm-hmm. They move into the suburbs. And black folks say, oh, you sadiddy, oh, you trying to be this, no, you trying to be that. It's not about that. It's just that about, hey, I can afford a home that's beautiful and I just don't see any in this community. I'll come back and serve. I'll come back and give. But I'm going to live in the suburbs because I'm going to make our presence known out there too. Mm-hmm. And just because I move out to the suburbs doesn't mean it's all gravy. I could be catching heat out there. I could have neighbors who won't speak to me because I'm different. They could be haters because they never seen a black man in their neighborhood. Same. They could be haters because I have a nicer car than they do. They could be haters because my child is black and going to the same school as their child. So just because I leave one set of haters, correct, don't mean I'm not going to be introduced to a new set of haters. You will. And we all should be aware that haterism inspires us. Mm-hmm. Haterism inspires us. Frank Sinatra said it this way. What did he say? The best way to get revenge is massive success.
I believe that one.
The best way to get revenge is massive success. And I was a part of a not-for-profit organization. Mm-hmm. I was serving and giving and showing up to the meetings and, studying and researching and writing proposals and asking for money from the community. I was dialed in. I'm spending hours a week working on this project. Mm-hmm. And they loved me for it. They appreciated it. They were grateful. They were, I just did a lot of good things for the organization. Mm-hmm. And then I reached a point where I said, you know what? I probably should be doing this for my own company. I think I need to take some of this time that I have, that I've been using toward the not-for-profit, and I need to start using it for Stacy Craft. Mm-hmm. I need to start using it to build me something up. I didn't build them something. I'm building them something. But now I'm feeling like I need to use that time and energy to build me something. So I started separating myself a little bit from the organization because I was trying to protect my time and utilize it to start building me something. Man, do you know how many haters came out of that organization? They thought that I was a bad guy because I was trying to do something for myself. And I was like, after all that I done poured into y'all, it seemed like you would be trying to pour something into me.
Nope.
But they became haters instead of helpers.
Correct.
They didn't necessarily want me to succeed anymore because I wasn't pouring into their efforts and their team. And they didn't seem like they wanted to help support my efforts. Mm-hmm. And I was just recently thinking that now that I have created what I wanted to create as a result of, protecting my time from them and using it more for me. Now that I have created it, I want so dearly to go back and give it to them. I want so dearly to go back and just pour love into them and basically you know, like just like a burning fire, when you pour water on a fire, it just puts it out. And in a very short time, there's not even any more steam or heat left to be concerned about.
Mm.
And so, there comes a time when you have to let people go because of their hater attitude, because of their jealousy and their envy of your life. But when you do that, it's okay to go back and let them know that you did what you had to do, and it wasn't about not liking them or not wanting them to be a part of it. It wasn't about any of that, you know. That guy who made it to the NFL, and when he comes home, he goes to see his mama and he hangs out at the hotel, but he never see him back down on the block.
Mm.
And at a certain point, one time he might come home and say, I'm going to throw a party for my friends who would be on the block, but I'm going to bring them off the block and bring them somewhere else so we can all enjoy one another.
You can control
I want
the
to
environment.
feed the people who supported me and loved me and turned into haters because they couldn't understand me anymore. But when I get what I need to get, I'm going to go back and love up on them, because I'm going to show them that it wasn't about me hating on them or not wanting to be near them. It was about I had to do what I had to do. Haters oftentimes will not understand that you got to do what you got to do.
Correct.
Excuse me. You may have a relationship. There may be, let's just take it third party. It's a husband and wife relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And she's taking outstanding care of him, but he's not taking outstanding care of her.
Mm.
Matter of fact, she's caring for him, but he's not really caring for her at all.
Mm.
One day, she gets her shit together. One day she says, you know what? I've been spending all this time and all this effort and all this energy on you, and you don't even appreciate it. I'm going to start taking care of myself.
Mm.
I'm going to start doing what I need to do. And that might even lead to her leaving him.
It could.
But honey, please don't go. You take such good care of me. Please don't go. You help me out so much. What am I going to do without you?
Mm.
All of a sudden, he starts to hate on her because he's going to miss out on the benefits that she used to bring to the table. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
None at all, because one of the things I could tell you is when you even described it, it makes me go back to some of the things I was thinking about. Because you can't always motivate, but I will tell you some of the things I think about is like going back home. There are certain places I'm not going to try to go. It could be dangerous.
And no matter what they think.
Yeah, because their mindset is going to be their mindset. And then to them, I don't like your success. So now I'm more angry.
Right.
And I will willing to do something to you just because of that. And that's the saddest thing to me, because again, I'm not trying to be boastful or put anybody down.
Right.
I really feel like nothing happened to you that couldn't happen to me.
Right.
I've been on my ups and downs through this whole journey through life. God has stayed with me and I've been blessed.
Yeah.
But I cannot talk about no one else. No one. It is not for me to do. And that's why I don't like the hater portion of it, because you shouldn't have to ever hate. You just don't have a clear understanding, nor do you want to.
Right.
You're just too busy wanting to wallow in your own pity and your own hurt.
And I'm going to tell you, excuse me, haterism can come from some of the closest people to you.
Yeah.
If you've lived a little life and you've achieved a few things in life, you've been able to see how your family will treat you in certain situations, right? And now that you got money, they have an entitlement attitude that you ought to spend it on them. I think that goes in the spirit of hating.
I do too,
Right.
because again, why would I just spend it more on you just because you don't want to do it? Knowing you watch me sacrifice.
Knowing you watch me go through the fire. You watch me go through the pain. You watch me try to, go through law school and be broke. And you came to visit me while I was in college and I couldn't even afford a meal for the weekend. I ain't have nothing but ramen. You saw me going through the fire. You saw me you saw me hurt. You saw me in pain. You saw me going through it. But yet, now you have that entitlement attitude. And I'm supposed to do this for you. I'm supposed to do that for you. Now that I mention it, we are all familiar with haterism that comes through requests for favors.
No, you didn't.
There are people who think that you're supposed to be able to support them when they want you to support them. And when they need money, they think you ought to give it to them. When they
think
need a
I'm
ride, they think you ought to give it to them.
They think I'm an ATM.
When they need something, they think you ought to help them. And to be honest with you, when you don't help them, sometimes they become haters. They talk about you behind your back because you didn't help them. I've been there for them all this year, but they don't know you got other obligations, you got other commitments, you got other things that you're responsible for. And they think you got it. And so you don't give it to them. Now they hate on you.
Oh, yeah.
I remember my father. My father had 3 brothers, and they was fabulous men. These it was a very loving family I had. But my father was always a breadwinner. He was the most successful. He had the good job, and he had a good head on his shoulders, manage his money, and take care of his household, etc. And so his brothers, kind of came along in the hard way. They thought because my dad we had 3 cars in the family and only 2 drivers. I wasn't driving yet.
Oh, okay.
My mom and dad drive, and then my dad had his 3rd car,
Right.
which was the Cadillac Seville. And so,
Nice car.
so the family, they was like, well, you can't drive all them cars anyway, so you ought to let us take one of the cars on the weekend. So we can go out of town. We can go to the football game, or we can go hang out, whatever. Now, my dad did a lot to love up on those guys. He washed the car when they was getting ready to go to the prom and the event. He filled up the gas tank. He knew that he was going to be traveling for the weekend, and so he called them over and said, hey, I got some food in the refrigerator. I'm going to let you borrow the car for the weekend. Just look out for the house, take care of it. I know you're going to be traveling this week. I'm going to put a little money in your pocket. My dad loved up on them, and they loved him back. But there were many occasions where he was like, nah, you can't borrow the car this week. You borrowed the car last weekend. You brought it back dirty, and you brought it back on E. And so you can't borrow my car this week.
Yeah.
I don't think you appreciate what I did for
Thank you.
Right?
Set boundaries.
But you know what? You come over here when you need something, but when I need something, I can't never find you.
Come on.
And we just moved and spent 3 full days moving, and I ain't seen you.
No help.
And you've been 4 blocks away. You could have came by and helped me. You could have came and pitched. You could have brought me a fresh Gatorade or cold water. But you don't do nothing but pop off at the mouth. You don't do nothing but want. You don't do nothing but take. It happens among us all. The point here, and I think this is the major point for the show, is that haterism is real.
Yes.
You don't have to earn it. You don't have to do something for it to come at you. You don't have to, there's nothing in particular that has to take place before you get hated on. Just know that it's real energy in the world. Protect yourself from it. Politic against it.
Sure.
Sometimes you make sacrifices to maintain relationships. That's okay. But you don't have to kiss nobody's ass to maintain a relationship with them. And, just because you want to maintain a relationship, you don't have to give them money.
Nope.
You don't have to do favors for them.
Nope.
Sometimes you got to say no. And you don't have to say no directly. Sometimes you just say, I can't. Sometimes you just say, it's just not a good time for me to do that, or be with you, or help you, or go to this particular location, or, et cetera, et cetera.
Correct.
The point is that we have to stand up for ourselves, because there are many of people around you who want what you have. There are many of people around you who want to take what you have. My mother said it in this way. There are many people around you who want to be you.
Yes.
And they don't know how to. They can't be you. And so what they do is they hate on you and they work against you. There's some coworkers that you have who don't want to see you get that promotion. And they whispered something to your boss that might turn him against you. They said something about the quality of your work when they didn't really need to. They threw in a wrench in the conversation telling your business because they thought you was about to land this new person. You was about to get the girl, but then your partner told him, man, you ain't got no job, man. How you gonna take out? You ain't got no job. Wait a minute, man. Why you coming at me like that? Why you telling my business?
Been there.
You gotta protect yourself. They are oftentimes closest to you. That is the primary reason why they say keep your friends close, keep your enemies closer.
Keep an eye on.
Keep an eye on them, right? If you feel hate from somebody, you want to stay in their circle so you can hear them. You can see what they're doing. You can see how they act, how they operate.
Right.
If you fire them, then they could be a wildfire in your own environment. They could be saying things that you don't want them to say, telling your secrets. You know, you knew that you wasn't sick last Friday when you took off, but you went down to take care of your grandma, but you had took too much time off, and so you couldn't tell your boss that.
Mm-hmm.
But your friend knew about that. Next thing you went and sideswiped and told
Yep.
somebody. Right? So it's real. It happens in the world. Protect yourself. There are jealous people in the world. We don't understand it. You will never understand it. If you want good for others, if you like to see people being successful, if you like to see people going hard in their life, you're not going to understand haters. But you got to force yourself into a place where you can always be able to protect yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Protecting yourself is
I
the
agree.
key component to dealing with haters. I got a feeling that haters are very sad inside. I got a feeling that they're not willing to admit that they're not as good as you. They may not be as strong as you. They may not be as fast as you. They may not be as good money manager. They may not be as talented as you are, and they won't admit it. And you don't need them to admit it, but that's the reason why they want to mistreat you, because misery loves company. They're in misery. They want you to be in misery, and you need to protect yourself from that, because sometimes, as the Lord say, they know not what they do.
Mm.
And so, I don't know. Anything else on that, Jay?
No, I just love that statement. They do not know what they do, because a lot of haters don't even see that part of them. You know, they just know that they're hurt,
They know
and
that
they're just casting it off, and they ain't even seeing the hurt that they cast
right.
until sometimes they start realizing the things that they do. So I'm hoping the show is therapeutic, where somebody can really hear that we're not just trying to talk about you. Our whole thing is that we can come together in the community and really help each other instead of hate on each other. It's not about a pull down. It's not a crabs in a bucket. Crabs should never be in a bucket. They march together. We need to be walking together and quit pulling on each other, pulling down. We can help each other, okay?
Yes.
Because if you really look at them, they're trying to help each other out because they should have never been put in.
Right.
Quit letting somebody put you in a place that you shouldn't be.
There you go. And I think that's a great way to close out our show. This has been Bar Talk with Jay. My name is Crabmatic. This is my boy Smooth Jay.
It's in the building.
And we want to thank you folks for being here with us tonight. We hope you have enjoyed the show. We're here every Thursday from 7 to 8 Facebook Live. We have hundreds of shows on some of the most interesting topics under the sun. Please come and watch the shows, like, share, subscribe, and enjoy some of this wisdom that we have poured throughout the years. Never forget, folks, that we love you. We appreciate you.
Yes.
And with that, we are out.
Ain't no last calls here.